What's happening, ladies? I'm so glad you can come to this very, very, very humbling live, right? I sat my ass up here. Let me say hey to y'all first. What is going on, Abaya? What's going on to, how do you say this? La Peace? Amethyst, how are you? Carmen Santiago's here. Who else do we have? Geisha Peach is here. We also have, y'all funny with these comments. Y'all are too hilarious. These nuts 101. That's hilarious. How are you? I didn't even ask if y'all can hear me because this is going to be a very humbling live, you know? Press a 1 if you can hear me. Let's see. There's the one. There it is. Okay, I'm glad y'all can hear me. Y'all, I sat my ass up here for about a year and some change telling you guys, how awful black men are and how they're not good fathers. Excuse me, I'm getting choked up. A lot of them are amazing fathers, right? Um, I can't believe I'm joining a not all gang at this point, but I have to join a not all gang because all of them don't deserve that shit. They really don't. And I apologize if I've misled anybody. I apologize for all of this shit because it's not your fault. hope you know an April Fool's joke when you see one, right? I hope you know one when you see one. You got me all the way fucked up. I'm in every goddamn word I ever said up in this bitch. And we fixing to do it some goddamn more. Okay? Everything I said about them niggas is absolutely true. Nobody can prove the shit wrong, right? We got more and more and more proof every fucking day about how awful they are. Since last Sunday, right? Since y'all saw the smack across the goddamn face, from what I understand, that was supposed to be protecting black women. But since Sunday, up until today, why are all these bodies still dropping? I thought that smack was the protection of all black women. I didn't expect to see bullshit in my inbox about y'all still getting your ass whooped, about you being shot by your brother, by these kids still being touched. I thought that smack was going to take care of all of this. Somebody help me out. I stand with Will bullshit. It's supposed to, it was protection for all black women. Where's the protection? I'm looking for it. I've looked under rocks. I've looked everywhere. And here's the other thing. Some of y'all got it twisted. Nobody was waiting and sitting in divestment, waiting for some black man to get some shit correct. But a lot of you were, right? A lot of you were. Aaliyah, do you want to expound on that? Because I'm tripping right now.
Oh, sure. I have no problem with that. But let's talk about contradictions for a second. The contradiction is hopping online several days a week and telling Black women how bad, unintelligent, violent, weak, buck broken, conquered, and inept Black men are, and then trying to convince them to still date and fuck the same men you just said all that shit about. That's a direct contradiction. Trying to tell trying to tell other Black women that they don't understand how marriage works while you cape for the most dysfunctional, toxic ass relationships ever. The people who keep saying it doesn't matter must have missed the part of the marriage vows that talks about forsaking all others. But you're going to tell us about marriage when you have no idea what a healthy one is supposed to look like. Being that old Betty Wright, having a piece of man is better than having no man at all. So I'm going to take what I got and work with it. You understand what I mean? That's a contradiction. Imagine caping for Black love and the protection of Black women at the hands of a man that spent the better part of his marriage cheating on his Black wife, no matter how light skinned she is. He was cheating on her with a whole white woman and a whole white Latina, which goes to show you that even when they want a mistress and somebody to cheat with, your Black asses are still not on their radar. So imagine defending that as a Black woman and then having everybody else following suit, talking about it doesn't matter if that doesn't tell you all you need to know about his character. That's a contradiction. I saw an article today that was written by USA Today and then reposted by several other news sources talking about Will Smith and the unfair burden that Black men face. And all I could say to that was, thanks a lot, Black women. The world is listening and they have heard you loud and clear. You're going to tell us how unpredictable and violent they are and that they lack impulse control. And as soon as there's an example of that on full display, you start defending the behavior. So that means that your argument then goes straight out the window. You have successfully turned him into a victim, a martyr, and a hero all at the same time. So you can pat yourselves on the back for doing that. And the last thing I wanted to say before my phone possibly starts back acting a fool is that the respectability politics argument I keep on hearing, I'm sick of them claiming that anytime somebody asks you to grow the fuck up and behave like an adult, it's trying to impress Black folks. Impress white folks. So anytime anyone asks you to do basic shit, like you have some home training and manners, it's respectability politics. Anytime anyone asks you to pull your pants up, it's respectability politics. Anytime somebody asks you to comb your damn hair or don't wear your bonnet outside or leave your pajamas at home, it's respectability politics. Anytime anybody asks you to behave like a normal human being, you're trying to impress white folks. I'm really starting to understand why people get the fuck on and leave the black community behind when they reach a certain level of success, because you have no choice, because these are some seriously sick ass people who think that having a modicum of self-respect and decorum translates into trying to impress white people. But
Right.
we're the ghetto ones though. Oh, okay.
No, I'm dead serious. That shit is crazy. I was just throwing a little amen in there because you preaching around this bitch. I
Yeah, but
agree.
we're the ghetto ones though. That's okay. I'll be that. But what you wouldn't have caught me doing was jumping up on the 94th Oscars, walking across a stage to slap somebody across their face because they said, "Hey, GI Jane too. I'm here for it," because my wife shaved her head. Oh, she had alopecia. So that was, but what he said was slap worthy, I guess. And then they're gonna take that and run with that and say, "Oh, well, you're caping for Chris Rock." No, the fuck, I'm not. I'm calling Will out on his bullshit, unlike a lot of you other stupid hoes. That's what it is. You don't know how to hold black men accountable for any fucking thing.
Thank you. God,
And that's the problem. So
I
I guess
can't.
I'm done.
I didn't know that he. Let me tell y'all right now. We've been talking about this shit since Sunday. Here's the funeral for the shit. You won't hear me mention it a goddamn again. Not up here. You won't. I have not seen black people talk about the potential of World War III that we were on like this. We are a group of nuts and unstable ass individuals. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? 5 days, usually when something happens, it's over within the next 48 hours. I mean, it's done. They move on to the next so called catastrophe. But because black women are not protected, right? We talking about this shit for 5 fucking days. I've never seen anything like it on all my days on the goddamn internet. Ebony, can you think of another event that black people talked about for 5 days consecutively? Because I'm finna have a funeral for this shit tonight.
No. I actually no. I've never seen anything like this, but I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm not surprised. Anything the black male does, it will they will come up with some type of excuse for his behavior. Now, if you have to constantly come up with excuses for behavior, maybe you should talk about something that's real, something that matters, like black women dropping.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh, another thing, black children hungry. Oh, another thing about black children not being supported. Oh, another thing, how black children's achievement scores are so low. Talk about that shit. Talk about that. But no, you don't. See, black people like to ambulance chase. They talk about lawyers like to do that, but no, black people like to ambulance chase. They like the trauma, the drama, the crazy. They like these little dog fights that go on. That's what they'll pay attention to. That is what is wrong with the community, or however you guys say it. That's what's wrong. You prioritize the wrong shit every time. And it's to all of our detriment that you do.
The thing is, those two are married, and in your community, in the community, ain't nobody getting married. Cause right there, that was the end of that. You can't identify with that shit. You can't. 5 fucking days. I want to see how long it's gonna go on. I, for one, am done with the shit. Welcome to the panel, Miss Coco Fit. You want to add anything before we move the fuck on from this bullshit
Hey,
forever?
DC. Hey, everybody. Happy Friday and happy April Fool's Day. But yeah, I just think it's very embarrassing. And really, the person that lost here and all of this whole drama and foolishness is Jada. Again, the Black woman is continuing to be thrown under the bus. and not cared about and not protected. That whole thing was a damn sham. It was a stunt. I think it was a setup, to be honest with you. What their objective was, I have other ideas, but I'm not going to go off in a tangent. But really, it's sad that the collective of Black folk are so preoccupied with this foolishness for almost a week now,
Yes.
where you've got stocks, like, and I'm going to talk about money because that's my thing. You have stocks right now that's getting ready to split 5 and 6 ways, where there's opportunities for folk to make money. Instead of worrying about that, instead of worrying about the economy and how you're going to get your ish together, they're worrying about this bullshit. It's nothing but a distraction. And I feel like the collective community is continuing to fuel it, to keep, and the media is eating the shit up. And they know that Black folks are so easily distracted. And I really wish it would stop. And that's all I want to add to that. It's getting out of hand. It's ridiculous.
It's been out of hand. I think after Sunday, it was out of hand probably by Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at all the difference, of opinions, and it was crazy. Like I said, I didn't think it would do that to us. Hey, Elle, how are you?
Yo, yo, yo. Hi, everybody.
Hey, auntie.
Glad to be with you guys tonight. Y'all my people. And I just want to say that I love Black men. They are so bomb and fucking chocolatey.
Girl, stop it.
I love them. Girl, I love them. And don't say nothing bad about the Black man.
April Fool, L. April Fool. Really?
Well, let me say what I'm gonna say, and then let it marinate for a couple of minutes. Then let me throw the April Fools on it.
I was biting the shit out of my tongue. Every time I'm trying not to laugh, I bite the fuck out of my tongue just to cause a little pain. Because, honey, that was hard. It felt like acid coming off the top of my goddamn mouth saying that crazy ass shit. Because if I was wrong about anything, I probably underestimated how fucking bad these motherfuckers are. Any motherfucking way. Let me see who's back here. Oh, Kyra's back here. Welcome to the panel, Kyra. And let me go ahead and pull up my other shit while Kyra speaks facts.
Good evening, DZ. Good evening, ladies.
Hey.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to out you, DZ. Now, look, y'all need to understand. You're a CIA operative because you are trying to divide the Black community by encouraging Black women to leave. And you know that the white man is afraid of Black men and Black women having harmony and being great. You are operating the next COINTELPRO 2.
That's fucked up of me. I'm a self-hating bitch, you understand? And apparently, I'm Deborah too, Taslin too, a whole bunch of different shit. I'm also Asian. I'm also white. I'm also the mother of 2, the mother of 5. I'm also all of that shit. Let me pull up the let me show y'all these. Let me move this and show y'all the protective tweets that we got, because they was right. Will slapping that motherfucker turned this shit into some hardcore protection for Black women. Let me find my tab. I always got a billion damn tabs open. So this is dated March 31st. Now that slap happened on what, the 27th? After the 27th, we shouldn't have seen any more bad things out here about Black women. We shouldn't have, because that smack was for us. That was to tell motherfuckers on a world stage, quit talking shit about us. But it doesn't seem to be working, because I keep seeing bullshit like this on the interwebs, right? This was also on March 31st, which happens to be after March 28th, March 27th. I find Black women attractive, of course, but y'all are the least desired by everybody except your own men. How you gonna call somebody else ugly? Translation: Black women are ugly. Okay? But we already knew they thought that, but the smack was supposed to stop it. What happened? Like I told y'all a couple of lives ago, the math ain't math. And I thought that that was just a man defending his wife in a moment. But apparently I had it wrong, right? He's defending all of us, but it's not working. It's not working in the least. Dude, why are black women so ugly to me? What the fuck? That's also dated March 31st. Tweets like this shouldn't have been happening on these dates. Can somebody fucking correct me? Why does this say March 31st if the protection is supposed to be going down? Can you show it to me? I'm willing to look at it if you could just show me the protection. This was supposed to change these black males' attitudes towards you. If you're looking for that to change, sorry, lady, it's not. They've always felt this way about you. Will smacking somebody isn't going to change that. Nothing is going to change that. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but it's the truth. It's the goddamn truth. Why is this shit happening? This black woman here, she said, as a man, why are you 5 foot nothing? 5 foot anything? Excuse me. This motherfucking nigga brought his raggedy ass over because she didn't even designate a race of men to what she asked. She just asked. And he said, as a woman, why are y'all black women ugly and fat? You can't do anything without being criticized. This woman did not even specify race when she was talking, but here they come. Okay, this was March 29th. Why is that happening? Why is it happening?
I don't know. I mean, this was after the protection took place, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that he put every other black man on notice, right? So they know better than to do this type of shit, right?
Right.
That was the lesson behind the slap. So I guess I'm just a little bit confused as to why they're still doing this shit either, because I mean, clearly nothing changed for the collective of black women who were under the impression that him slapping somebody else on behalf of the woman that he's married to translates into protection for all the rest of you super motherfuckers. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I'm tired of us looking like this out here. I am so tired of it. I shake in my boots for the next thing that they deem as unicorn behavior happening. Because we at 5 days right now, right? And then I guess I'm sorry.
We've already had this discussion before over the last year and a half, even more recently. I've been tired. And when I said that a separation needs to happen, I meant just that. I would love nothing better than to be separated from a lot of these dumbass whores. I really would. Because black women are a fucking embarrassment. I swear they are. Black women are a fucking embarrassment. We talk, it's so much double speak. We talk out both sides of our necks all the fucking time. And it's fucking embarrassing. It's humiliating. Like I said, USA Today wrote an article about this. And it's all because of the shit that we constantly putting out there. It's like you can't tell people how violent, impulsive, and all this other shit, but with the same breath turn around and turn this man into a victim when clearly he was the aggressor in this situation. You're telling them that you condone a bunch of bullshit. And it makes us look fucked up as a group of people. But again, like I said, that's respectability politics when you try to tell somebody that, look, this is not a good look. They don't want to be reasonable at all. But do what they do. I don't give a fuck. Like I said, I'm starting to see why the bourgeoisie exists. I'm starting to see why a lot of black people, when they reach a certain level of success, they just get the fuck on and they do not look back. You kind of have to be that way now because these people will keep you in this just fucked up mindset to where you don't understand how toxic and dysfunctional a lot of this shit is. And it's embarrassing when you do this shit on a world stage. That shit went international. And this is what you're showing people. Not this poised, talented actor who was getting up here to accept the reward. Now his whole career has been reduced to this one moment where he showed his ass.
Why? Why do Black people want to stay on the Chitlin circuit
I don't know
instead of
what.
going to Broadway? They want to stay on the Chitlin circuit. I don't get it.
It's because, if they move out of an oppressive situation, there's no sympathy. There's no race card to play. When you take Black folks' race card away, boy, it's a catastrophe because it shows how much shit that needed to be done that won't be done and actually can't be done by said folks. Y'all, I told you it doesn't matter who it is, your daddy, your brother, whoever, they're dusty. They're dusty, right? They're dusty to some woman. Why is y'all's brothers shooting y'all 5 times? I'm sorry, 8 times. Over arguments, over finances, and toilet paper. Is this thing on? Finances and toilet paper. Let's see.
New tonight, exclusively on News 4 Jax, this woman, Valencia Wilson, who was shot 8 times, tells her story.
Could you ever fathom a situation like this with your own sibling?
No, I did not think he would shoot me.
It was inside this building at Midtown Oaks apartment complex on Art Museum Drive, where police say Valencia Wilson was shot by her brother, 27-year-old Isaiah Wilson.
And her brother is currently in the Duval County Jail awaiting trial on a charge of attempted murder. News 4 Jax reporter Eric Avanier has been following this case from the beginning and joins us now with an update. Eric.
Well, months ago, when Wilson was released from the hospital, she told me that there would come a time when she would feel comfortable talking about what happened. Well, I recently sat down with her for a one-on-one interview, and that is where she told me she was 1 month pregnant when she was shot. November 8th of last year, gun violence erupts inside an apartment here in the Midtown Oaks apartment complex, and News 4 Jax scrambles to get it on air after learning a woman was shot multiple times.
News 4 Jax starts right now with a breaking news alert.
That breaking news alert comes from Art Museum Drive. Within the past 15 minutes, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office told us about a shooting that happened there.
The shooting victim was Valencia Wilson. The suspected shooter was her brother, 27-year-old Isaiah Wilson.
Isn't he gorgeous? Long flowing hair. He knows how to hold his chin up. When I hear people talking about their family members, I'm like, okay, girl. Okay. This girl said that she didn't think he'd do anything like this. And that's the same shit I hear y'all saying, right? Let them go. Let this shit with Will Smith go and get back to the regularly scheduled programming, because this is what your day-to-day looks like. It took her a couple of months in the hospital to heal, and this is why you're just now hearing about this shit in March, right? 8 times. Shot her like she's a fucking gangster, like she was out there cripping or some shit. Come on now.
Months after Valencia got out of the hospital, she felt comfortable explaining how she got shot. What happened? What led up to it?
So it really was just an argument over household expenses.
Household expenses. Your Dusties are broke. I said that shit last time. I meant it today. They're broke. Catch the spirit of what I'm saying. If you see a celebrity with a whole bunch of money, these average everyday Joes ain't celebrities. They're bums. They're bums. These are your brothers and cousins and shit. This boy had a weapon that had 8 in the chamber, and he put them all in his sister. What else y'all was fighting about, girl?
That Friday before, we got into an argument, and he actually pulled a gun on me that Friday.
Valencia says she left the apartment to stay with her boyfriend for a weekend to allow her brother some time to cool off. But she says when she returned the following Monday, there was another argument over expenses, but this time it involved a roll of tissue paper.
He told me that he was going to take the tissue out of the bathroom that he had bought and that he was going to put it in his room to be petty. So at that point, I approached him and I started trying to grab at the tissue. And then he pulled out his gun and he shot me 8 times.
You got shot 8 times.
Even the news reporter Dusty is like, you got shot 8 times? I bet he's thinking I probably only would have shot you once, sis. But 8 times? Your brother don't like you.
Over a silly...
Over a disagreement, yeah. a disagreement about household bills that I had been talking to him about over and over again. This wasn't our first conversation.
Valencia says she was shot in both arms, her chest, and stomach, but also says the assault was not over just yet.
After he shot me, I asked him why. And then he came up to me, he put the gun to my head, and he said, "Look what you made me do." And
Look what you made me do. Bitches, these are y'all's people. It's her fault now. Look at what you made me do. He put that gun to his sister, said, I know y'all love your brothers. I know you do. With that being said, would you ever put a pistol to your brother's head? I think the majority of you wouldn't. He didn't think twice about it. He actually thought 8 times about it, but we won't go there. These are your peoples. Coco Fit, what you got?
I'm just glad the sister survived. I mean, to tell her story, but it just seems, I saw her laughing a couple of times while she was telling the story, and that was really troubling for me.
I don't know whether she's nervous or what. I don't know what's going on there, but she was helping her brother. He was living with her. He was living with her.
Right.
She wasn't living with him.
Exactly.
Y'all don't have to do this shit, man. They're not feeling compelled to help you that way. That's why a lot of folk be in my inbox. They don't ask their brothers. They ask me. They ask other Black women, right? This girl got shot 8 times because she didn't think her brother would do that. How many times, Coco Fit, have you heard a Black woman say, I know some good Black men. I know some that'll protect me. I know some that, and these countless stories keep happening. This story is dated on March 30. No, it's not. The 29th. Nobody's talking about this.
And this is my first time hearing about it, and it's very, very, very disturbing. And I mean, and it just seems like I can't even keep up with the stories, y'all. Like
me either. I get their names wrong all the time. Dead ass serious. And I try not to be disrespectful and try to get folks' name right, but it's so many of them. I can only pull a couple, every time we come up here because we be watching videos all goddamn day.
Right. Sad.
This
and
is
then he's blaming her for an action he did. Damn near killed the woman, saying, "Look what you made me do." Like, excuse me?
Oh, you don't know how right you are. Look at what he put on the police report.
And then he left.
Valencia says once the coast was clear, she called 911 for help and was applying pressure to her wounds to prevent bleeding out before paramedics arrived. She was taken to Memorial Hospital where she underwent an emergency 7-hour surgery. Her brother Isaiah surrendered to police at a relative's house. According to this arrest report, he first told officers he was in fear because his sister beat him up and pulled a knife on him, but then
I can't.
Wow.
I can't. I can't. Then he can't even keep his lies straight. Let's keep going.
Later told police he did not see a knife in his sister's hands and she did not pull a knife on him. The officer also noted in the report that Isaiah Wilson had no visible injuries to his body to suggest he had been in a physical fight with his sister. He was arrested and charged with attempted murder.
I'm glad they got the charges right, y'all. Because they would do some like aggravated assault with these motherfuckers because they're a protected class. Yes, they are a protected class, and they usually undercharge these people. Okay.
I'm sorry, but you know what's going to happen? I hate to say this, but family members are going to try to get her to drop the charges. Okay. Family members are going to say to her, well, he didn't mean to do that. And, you should try to help him out. They're going to do that to her. You guys know this, right?
Yeah. I'm glad it's Florida because Florida, the state is going to pick up the charges when she tries that shit. They just are.
Damn, he kind of stole my thunder because I was about to hit the Blackistan famous line, like, when this happens, what did she do to him? Because she must have done something right for him to just be able to pull out a gun and shoot her 8 times. He didn't just do that for no reason. So either he was mentally ill or she had to do something to set him off, right?
I guess so. That's what they say.
That's what the logic usually is. Every time something happens. They are usually just so innocent. They don't bother anybody. They don't start anything. They're usually just reacting. Isn't that what we're always saying about them?
Well, yeah, of course, but they lack impulse control. So what you have to do is make sure you behave around them so you don't make them act crazy. That's what Blackistan says.
Oh, that's what it is. I wasn't right. That's the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
she shouldn't have asked him about that toilet paper because the thing is, she already knew he was doing wrong, knew he was broke, and it's her fault at this point that she got, shot like her
How
name fucking
dare
Tupac Shakur. That's how they talk in Blackistan. She deserved
how
a
dare
Tupac treatment.
Yeah.
And don't forget, blood is thicker than water. Isn't that a favorite saying of the Black community? And she was wrong. First, she set him off by asking for toilet paper for him to contribute when she knew he didn't have anything. And I bet you she expected him to get a job or something.
Oh, maybe she should have just drip dried. You
you
want to live
know?
on your brother's drip dry.
I'm sorry, you said blood is thicker than water?
You know
was willing-
that's a common saying in our community.
Yeah, but he was willing to watch hers drip out.
Well,
In fact,
Oh, go ahead.
in fact, he didn't care. He didn't stick around to make sure she bled to death.
Well,
He went to another relative's house, y'all. Of course, he went to another relative's house and they were hiding him. So, what's up? The story is crazy.
So, DZ, I was going to ask you, that was my next question. I was going to ask, is there anything in the story that brings up maybe any charges for the family, harboring, a criminal or anything like that? Because clearly they're looking for his ass. They need to be charged.
Yeah, the only person that's being charged is him. And the thing is, the way they protect Black men in the court system, had she died, the investigation probably would still be ongoing.
Yeah.
Okay. She lived to tell the tale, fortunately.
Yeah.
But usually with them, they hesitate to charge because here we come with picking signs and all that other shit. He wouldn't have did that to his sister. He absolutely, I grew up with him. He wasn't like that. Something had to happen. Y'all need to find out what happened, but it wasn't him. That's how they act.
Well, my brother's a unicorn. You know that.
Yes, there's always more details. We need to wait for the details. See, we don't know everything yet. See, there's always more details to be had. And I promise you, when they conclude the investigation, they will find out that she did something to provoke him. You can't get around that. She did something to him. That's what it was.
But you're forgetting the most important thing. Black cicadas have the best dick, and that outweighs everything else. Who cares if he shot her 8 times? They got the best dick, and so y'all should keep laying down with them.
Oh God.
Okay, Kyra.
See, put her in time out for that shit. Put her in time out. Time out.
Sarcasm. Oh my God.
It's April Fool's today. I'm having fun.
Cicadas have the best dick. I can't do this. I can't do it. I need to be doing something else with my Friday night. Do you hear me?
So it doesn't matter that his dick was so good that it doesn't matter that he shot her 8 times. I mean, that's just an unfortunate, mishap. So I mean, hey.
Yeah. So when I say your brother too, yeah, I mean your brother too. Okay.
This
go
is
ahead,
really
honey.
breaking up.
What's breaking up? Kyra, can you hear me? She must have fell off because I don't see her on here.
I can hear you now. It must have been. I guess it was on my end. It sounded like you went robotic for a minute.
Ain't no telling. StreamYards is trash. But like I was saying, y'all be careful with these family members that you love so much. I hate to hear women jump up here or on any platform trying to tell us about the good Black men in their family. The good Black men in their family. Well, ma'am, the good Black men in your family have criminal records. That means they did something to someone. Okay? And for you to defend that shit, that just lets me know that you'll put yourself in a position where if you piss them off, you'd be like this sister right here. I'm so over all of this bullshit. I don't know what to do. I hope something else happens so that we can get past this bullshit with the not all. It's too many people that done jumped on the not all train. All the tickets are sold the fuck out. They're sold out. Elle, it's on you.
Well, I just want to say I really am glad that she survived because he really was trying to murk her for real by shooting her that many times. So that's clear. And the other thing I want to add is about the family member stuff. Like, I don't understand, and I think I've said this before, but I don't understand why people be like, oh, my dad, my uncle, my brother, where you don't sleep with your dad or your uncle or your brother. So what does that have to do with your romantic relationships that you have with other men? Because you know, you don't know how your uncle, brother, or cousin is treating women who they can be intimate with. Because we all know when you can be intimate with someone, you get to see another side of them because y'all are being intimate. So I don't understand how women try to apply, you know, their familial relationships or compare them to intimate relationships because they don't have anything to do with each other. So I don't know, that always is a thing for me. And I'm just glad that he didn't you know, take her away from this earth. And I hope that he gets as much time as they can give him, because that was just extremely cold hearted, low down, and silly for the reason that he did what he did to her. It was uncalled for.
When she was in the hospital and, getting surgery and getting patched the fuck up, she found out that she was a month pregnant in there. The good thing about this story is they're going to charge him with 2 counts of attempted murder because she was pregnant at the time that, he shot her. So that's a good goddamn thing. It's on you, Coco Fit.
Well, thanks for sharing that part of the update, because I know in some states they don't allow, like, the unborn child has to be at a certain stage. So that means more time for him, and it's going to be well deserved. And I know Florida doesn't play, so I'm just happy about that part.
Yeah, Florida don't play with these niggas. It don't. But the line to go ahead and drop the charges, it's always Monday morning. The line wrapped around the goddamn corner for women that done got their ass whooped over the weekend to drop the charges after they called the police. The ones that don't like black folk. For some reason, they call them to a house full of black folk, and then go on Monday and try to drop the charges. They be having their kids on their hip and every goddamn thing. Here's the deal, and it was something else Elle brought up in the Discord. I think that if you guys look for a unicorn that's going to tell you, this stuff that we say on here twice a week, that he would probably be able to save more black women than I can, because it tends to stick a little better with you guys getting it from black males. It's not even really white men that can do it for you. Black women love black men. So if you can get one that doesn't have any skin in the goddamn game either way, maybe he can get you to do it. For some reason, black women identify more with black males than they do their fellow black woman, no matter how many receipts you bring up. Right? Elle, did you want to expound on that? Because you wanted to talk about that.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to. It really bothers me. It's just something I have noticed for like the past few years, and what I have an issue with is that I don't understand, first of all, how all of these so-called black male dating coaches have been able to, make money and flourish. Because I don't understand women. First of all, women, just any woman of any color, and then especially black women, going and getting information and advice from black males. I don't understand that when they have proven how unreliable they are, how violent they are, how uncaring they are, how insensitive they are. So I don't understand black women listening to black males and then they'll discredit other black women for certain things. Like, you could be talking to a divorced woman, but another black woman won't listen to her or won't want to take advice from her on what happened in her marriage, what she did wrong, what she did right, what she learned from being in that situation. They won't take advice from her because she's not married no more, because she decided to, separate from toxicity. But you have black males who will listen to each other. They give each other advice, and they uphold each other in their ridiculousness all day and night. They
Being
don't.
divorced,
Uh-huh.
it'll discredit a black woman. But
Yes.
somebody that's sitting over there 2 times divorced and happens to have a dick, oh, he's the truth.
Yep, they'll
He's
take
the
advice
absolute
from
truth.
him. Yep,
Hmm.
they'll take advice from a man who can't keep a woman, who doesn't take care of his kids, who has kids all over everywhere. But one black woman won't listen to another black woman who's divorced. They'll say shit like, "Oh, what I'm gonna listen to her for? She divorced her. What I'm gonna listen to her for? She's single. She ain't got no man." It's like, so just because she's single or divorced, that doesn't mean she don't have any life stories or good information or advice that she can give you to keep you from getting in some of the situations that she got in, or to keep you from getting into a bad marriage like she got in. So she can't help you or give you no advice to try to guide you in the right direction because she chose to divorce her Dusty. That literally makes no sense to me, but we will do that to each other. But black men always stay on code and they always listen to each other, regardless to how effed up they are, regardless to what they have or haven't achieved in their life. They always still support each other and listen. And I don't understand why we do that.
Thank
They're
you, Elle. I'm so glad you brought that up. I've seen women, church women, of course. They won't listen to the woman who is maybe divorced or broke up with somebody, but they will listen to the woman nursing a black eye. I've actually seen that.
yeah. Yes. It's
Hey,
like,
at least
okay.
she got a man. At least she got a man, right? That's all that matters. She has one. You don't have one. So it doesn't matter if her eye is black. She has a man and you're single. That they always gotta throw that up, that you're single. But a lot of the reason why women are like that because it's a certain amount of ego and just narcissism that I have seen amongst us black women. There's this constant need for praise and flattery and all of this other shit. And it's all
From
really,
black
really
males, though. That's the only
exactly
place
from
they'll
black
accept.
men.
They'll only
Yeah,
get
from
it from
black
them.
men. So that's why that's all it takes for them to follow them around like puppies and donate and give them every dime they have because that's what they're seeking. But when it comes to other women, they have this whole everybody is hating on me, everybody wants to be me, she wants my lifestyle. I mean, it's just hating, hating, hating. They have in their mind that everybody is hating and or jealous of them. If it's another female, that's all that it is. So I can't listen to her because I'm doing so much better than her anyway. So that's the whole attitude about it. But when it comes to them, they are so thirsty for any bone that a black man wants to throw them that they will follow him around and just give them every dime they have. And that's the reason why a lot of black men have realized that it is very lucrative to get on here and pander to black women. Or they're either gluttons for punishment, meaning that the worse that they talk about them or treat them, let me chase you down and show you that I'm different. I'm the one that's not like that. See, so you can't be talking about me. You're talking about them. It's not me. You're not talking. I'm the black woman that's the exception. You see what I'm saying? So that's the reason why it's so easy for them to do that. Because see, they're the exception, or so they think. So when he's talking shit about black women as a whole, he's of course he can't be talking about me because I'm not like that. I don't do that. I'm submissive. I'm feminine. I do this. I do that. I cook. I clean. I do this. And see, they just turn into basic step for wives. Let me tell you why I'm perfect and she's not. Let me tell you why I should be chosen and why I should be picked and she's not. So that's what that shit becomes. And
I'm
so that's why.
sorry. I'm sorry. This is pathologic. You know what you're saying, right? This is
Of course,
pathologic male identification. It's pathologic male identification. I can't. Oh God.
I told Izzy yesterday that I am convinced that a lot of us are equally as mentally ill as a lot of these men. I'm
Yep.
sorry, but that's just what it is. A lot of us, a lot of black women are just as fucking ill as these men. I promise you we are.
All this competition over this guy, this black male. After you win the competition, let's say you win the competition. What did you get? What did you get?
A
You
Cleveland
earned
steamer. Sorry.
you earned a man that performs the lowest on the totem pole. And even if he has a couple of dollars in his pocket, socially, he's still at the bottom. right? He's still at the bottom because of the social standing of the black male collective. So what did you actually win? And on top of that, you only got a couple of months before he started dicking down somebody else. You already know how they get down. They say,
Well,
somebody said earlier, all men with money cheat, right? Broke men cheat as well. They actually cheat the most because they got the most time on their goddamn hands, you stupid ass bitch. All these excuses get on my nerves. I didn't mean to cut off whoever was talking. Go ahead.
DZ, all of these six-figure black men are walking around here. This community is full of engineers and IT specialists, and all these men are just walking around here making six figures. That's what it is. So what you're saying has to be false somehow, because all these men have money. We're just making shit up over here. That's what they want people to think. So everybody's man has all this money and we're just hating. It comes back to us hating. We're bitter. We're jealous. We don't have men. We're fat. We're unattractive. We have a house full of kids or all this other shit that they pulling out their ass and just making up. That's what they want people to think about us so that people won't listen to us. That's what they do, which goes back to what Elle was saying. So if they can find a way to discredit us, then nobody will listen to us. So, they will listen to them. So when they say bring in a black man and he'll listen to the woman will listen to what he has to say, that's not false. That's true.
Facts.
It's true, because all it takes is for him to be black and have a penis, and they're gonna stand at attention and listen to every word he says and eat that shit up with a spoon. And if he's dishing out compliments and flattery and all of that
God.
That's all it's gonna take. He gonna be a good man, Savannah. He a good man. He's just in a bad situation and he trying to get out of it, but that's a good man, Savannah. I promise you.
This reminds me of Price is Right. It's like, what has she won? A dirty peen. Everybody starts clapping, right? What has she won? A house full of trials and tribulations. Give it up for her, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. This is so far
And
bizarre.
let's say you actually do meet one of those cicadas that earn six figures. Let's say you actually do that and marry him. Guess what you have won a ticket to? The perverse sexual Olympics. Look forward to the threesomes, the Cleveland Steamers, all these other disgusting sex acts that you never actually wanted to do, but you got to keep your man.
And you get to go see your doctor for antibiotics, antivirals, Yeah.
Oh, and yes, lace fronts took the black man out the home. Pegging, yes, you got a ticket to the perverse, disgusting sexual Olympics that you never wanted to participate in the first place. But you got yourself a unicorn, so you better lay down.
They always co-signing some shit, and their whole moral compass goes away whenever that motherfucker asks for shit like threesomes, sister wives, for you to eat his booty hole, for you to suck his nuts from the back, and all this extra shit. Y'all be down with the shit. Okay, they just agree to it. They won't even give you a sip of they goddamn drink, but they finna do all that shit with him. Do you understand me? They will put a reject on your fucking phone call. When he comes, she about to break her goddamn phone when he's calling. I can't do it. The other thing I wanted to say about them listening to men more, even if the woman is not attracted to him, they are desperate for allies. Okay. I can't co-sign that shit at all. If they're real allies, then they will do that shit without trying to get a benefit from you. Okay. If they're real allies, they're going to be allies without having to announce it to you. Okay. We have a multi-letter mafia inclusion that goes on here a lot of the times. And it's like, bro, honey, he's still a Dusty, no matter what he's saying, who he's sexing, how he dressed, wig or no wig, effeminate, masculine, whatever. He's still a Dusty. So to look for him to be your ally, it's no different than saying a child that's in a Frankenstein costume is somehow actually Frankenstein. But let's check out the multi-letter mafia per my community post and see how awesome of an ally he is.
Breaking news, an arrest in the murder of a 55.
Can we get a rest in peace moment for that wig? Why, when they want to be you, they do all the stuff that they told you not to do that's a turnoff to them. They don't like wigs, right? They don't like it when you wear that. But as soon as they want to be you, first thing they grab is a wig, a terrible one at that. Okay.
5-year-old Baytown mother and grandmother. This is the mug of the accused suspect, Demir Ricardo Ferguson, arrested in Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, earlier this month, police say ring surveillance footage shows Ferguson approaching Roxanne Innes's home and telling her her car had been sideswiped. Police found Innes shot lying in the street next to her car. Using that ring video and tips, police say they matched the video to Ferguson's social media accounts. According to court documents, Ferguson told police he lured Innes out so another man could shoot her, but police have charged Ferguson with murder.
Well, there you have it. I thought, I was told that no such a thing could happen. I was told that, you know, some stuff is bigoted and all this shit. This Dusty, gotta watch my mouth. This Dusty had a 55-year-old woman killed because he knocked on the door and was asking, yo, your car has been swiped. Come outside so you can check it out. All he got was $200. Okay? That's dust. No matter what kind of wig it is in. Of course, in this story, another black woman loses her life. Why is it that you are the one that loses your life at the end of all of these stories? I don't see a bunch of these stories where things are done in the reverse, where y'all are fucking them up. Do we have some violent black women? Absolutely. Nowhere near the amount of this type of shit, though. You can't dodge these stories. Okay?
Another thing, DZ, black men want allies too. That's why they always play the victim. They want allies in the dominant community to come after us. That's why they have to basically take our visage, the black woman's image, and throw it under the tarp. They want allies. And they don't want us as they want us to do the dirty work, but they want political allies to keep them out of jail. They want, judicial allies to give them a lighter sentence.
Black women understood the assignment. I got some black women that don't fuck with me because of some of my views, concerning certain communities or whatever, but I don't give a fuck. If you're going to let somebody, and I don't care what group they come from, put their issues in front of your issues, then you're not putting yourself first, period. Yes, some of them are funny, some of them are friendly and all this extra shit, but when it's time to talk about issues that goes on with black women, that needs to come first because you're dropping faster than anybody else. I don't know why we don't get this shit. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just about to say, I don't give a fuck when nobody say your competition can never be your ally, and them motherfuckers are in direct competition with us. I don't care what nobody say. So he cannot be an ally when he secretly wants to be you. That's what it is. And so, and some of them have been the most disrespectful, low down to black women, even more so than some of these straight men. Like they have, when they start talking, have they heard some of these things running around here on YouTube, on these videos and the shit that they have said about black women? I mean,
some of the best roasts come from them.
Yeah, I can start naming names if they need me to. I mean, come on now. They know exactly what I'm talking about. They sit up here in wigs and they want to be you. They got false titties on and every damn thing else. And they will sit here and drag you for filth. And you are the real woman, the blueprint, what they're trying to be like.
Girl,
and then
don't go down that rabbit hole. That rabbit hole deep is dark and everything else.
Oh, I don't mind going there. And then they will tell you
YouTube probably gonna mind if you go.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What I wanted to say was, why do we have white mammies? Victimhood. Oops. They want allies, and they want really strong allies. Okay, they want the white woman's tears for them. You understand? They don't care anything about a black bitch's tears. White women's tears, like, oh, that's so terrible. We need to march. We have white mammies, black mammies, Latina mammies all over. Black woman, you are alone.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty
Um,
much.
I like to add about the Roy G. Biv dudes. Why are Black women even allowing them to tell us what's feminine, how to be feminine, how to act and stuff?
Well,
It
they
makes
listen
no
to them
sense.
anyway when they're not Roy G. Biv. They listen to them for whatever. That's what we were saying. It doesn't matter what's coming out of the person that has the penis mouth. It's gospel. It doesn't matter that he's wearing a cheap wig. It doesn't matter that he's been divorced twice. It doesn't matter that he was just making $900 a month and some other questionable behavior going on. It does not matter. As long as there's a shit log attached in the middle where his pelvis is, what's coming out of his mouth is gospel.
It doesn't matter if the camera cues to a whole man laying in his bed.
Say that again. I didn't understand you.
Well, it doesn't even matter if the camera cuts on and you see a whole man in his bed, but
That's a glitch, baby. That's a glitch. That's a glitch.
The computer fucked up.
Yeah, that was a glitch. So
yeah, you got that all the way wrong. Let me look back here.
And then,
Queen of, say it
Go
again,
ahead.
honey. I'm sorry.
I was about to say, they forgot about the ones. It don't matter. They don't have anything to do. Even if he is, that don't make what he's saying not true. I mean, what he's saying is true. It doesn't matter.
that actually happened to me too.
None
I
of that
mean,
matters.
Yeah, that happened to me. Somebody was trying to get my friend, very smart woman, but then Steve Harvey's got some good advice. For what? Not for me. But she kept going on and on about how Steve Harvey understands women.
Really? After 3 wives? Did he have more than 3?
Yeah. And it's
he had 3 wives, and then he his one of his sons, his mom, he totally alienated her and took their son from her and badmouthed her and blackballed her in court because he made so much money to keep them away from their son. He was low down as hell to that woman.
And word on the street is that Harvey stole that think like a man stuff from a Black woman. So, but he's a unicorn. He just steals from Black women and gets put on even more.
I didn't hear that part.
But he got a peen, so that makes him an authority.
What that have to do with anything? That don't matter. None of that matters. What his past relationships, his entanglements, the way he treated his ex, his first wife, none of that matters. Okay, he still has said some real shit though. I'm telling you, this is the crazy ass shit I hear coming from these people. It doesn't matter how twisted these people are or how they've lived. It doesn't matter. As long as they're saying something, and it's usually something fucked up towards us or something or trying to put us in check. I couldn't believe I was listening to this Black man on this platform telling women that it was okay to be with men who did not have transportation. Don't look down your nose at him because he's taking public transportation, like he doesn't have a car. And I'm like, why is it that we are the only group of women that people think it's okay to convince us to be with men that don't have nothing to offer us? We're the only group of women that they try to sell that shit to. They try to talk you into not wanting a whole lot because they know these men don't have a whole lot to offer. So if they can convince you into not expecting a whole lot, then you won't mind that the majority of them are broke. So it's like the mind fuck. That's what they do. It's the Jedi mind trick. So if I could convince the women that it's okay to be with a broke ass nigga and shame you for actually wanting a man who has something, and then turn around and tell you, well, you don't have it either. Not it's like I said, it's crazy. All of it's based on the Jedi mind trick.
They hear us though as well. They hear us co-signing the shit. So the shit that they programmed you with, other Black women are almost like the recruiters for them dusty motherfuckers. They go out basically handing out pamphlets about how much of you're a bed wench, you're a gold digger, your standards too high. Who the fuck you think you is? He's just trying to make a way. He's oppressed. You should not do him like this. You should, You basically are supposed to be access. That's it. Somewhere for
They
him to lay.
also, yeah, they're doing that men having sex with men thing that you're supposed to take those too, DC.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
exactly.
yeah. When that, what is that dude's name? The black dude from Florida that got found
Andrew
out in
Gillum?
that hotel. What is his name?
Andrew Gillum. Andrew Gillum.
Girl, I saw on Facebook this girl was up there. She was when he was on the Tamron Hall show, basically telling black women, listen, what he do is his business. He don't have to prove nothing to you. As long as he bring home the money, as long as you got what you need, as long as he treats you nice, make you feel good, him being the B word doesn't mean anything. And she's preaching this shit. And then she said this one, I know she was really not just stupid, but blind. She said he was fine. I was done. I couldn't get away from that video fast damn enough. But we the recruiters for these motherfuckers. Just trying to put that propaganda out there that you're supposed to have this stupid, dusty bitch and you don't deserve anything better.
Well, don't you know all black men have the wisdom and kingship of King Solomon from the Old Testament?
Child, please, I can't wait till midnight come here because you April fooling again, sis.
Yes.
We need April 2nd to come on because I know your mouth hurt from saying that.
You just got to polish him up, and that's why you have to listen to them whenever they speak, no matter how uneducated, how on the Roy G. Biv spectrum they are. They all
I don't like how their voice sound. I don't like the dusty cadence. I don't like the way they sound. You know how you can tell who and what it is? I'm like, is that dude black? I have to turn it. That's why, look, I be going to sleep on C-SPAN because they really don't be on it. I don't like the sound of their voice. It just cringes me because I know all the shit that come with them.
And plus, I get tired of it. I get tired of people and them always trying to what you to piggyback off of what a lot of you guys were just saying, trying to convince you to give them everything, all while they give you nothing, and they want you to do it and be okay with it, and they feel like if you don't, that is something wrong with you.
That's because most of us will do it. We'll sign up for it. We're supposed to understand that they fucked up in the game. You was on the plantation with them, so you know good and goddamn well what they're going through, that there's systemic oppression, so on and so forth. You're supposed to be the person that understands the most. And if you don't, you're some sort of self-hating weirdo. You're supposed to understand that shit the most. That's why they try you with it. Anyway, it's on you, Aaliyah. I heard you trying to cut in there for a second.
Oh, I wasn't trying to cut in. I was listening to you guys. Go ahead.
Y'all, you don't need allies that bad. I just got busted eating a shrimp. You guys do not need allies that bad that where you're going to forsake your goddamn self for these other groups of people. If they're your ally, you'll see them do something from afar. I'm doing social distancing on more than one fucking level. Social distancing from these black women that can't get a goddamn clue. Been socially distancing from these black men because why not? Why not? I'm running out of paper for the excuses, with these black men. I can't do it. But any motherfucking way. Let me see who this is. Garnet Gamer, are you Dusty?
No, ma'am.
What's up? How
Not
you
at
feeling?
all. Oh man, I'm still sitting here thinking about that last story about that lady who got shot by her brother.
It's pretty sad. It's
I
awful.
know. All I could think is, damn, that could have been my ass if I didn't leave. And earlier, I don't know if y'all saw it, but somebody in the comments was wondering where the mama was at in all this. I wondered that too, cause I could really see her mama talking some, telling her to drop the charges and
they didn't mention their parents.
and
I didn't
blood
hear
is
nothing
thicker than
about,
water and all that.
I didn't hear nothing about the parents.
Yeah, not yet. It's probably coming though.
Stacy W, welcome to the panel. How are you?
I am good. Good evening, everybody. I just wondered, first of all, to me, it's sad, but it's normal. Like,
yeah.
you know, it's normal that your brothers, your fathers, your uncles, all of these people are capable of doing the very thing that man did to his sister. So she probably laughing at it like, because she did chuckle a little bit, like, this is normal. He's normally a violent person. My thing is, why you got him living with you?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that question too.
Why you got him living with you?
Why?
Like,
Because he's black, they're black, and that's her brother. She's supposed to do shit like that. If you don't, you a bed wench. You ain't know, Stacy.
oh, I'm
You're
sorry.
supposed to do that no
I didn't,
matter what. That's her brother. She's supposed to love on him no matter what. Criminal record, violent, whatever.
I didn't know. I'm sorry.
All right, I'll be a bad wench. Cool, fine.
Exactly. Exactly. And then secondly, to comment on what you guys was talking about earlier, yeah, black women are sold a bill of goods, but my thing is why you keep buying. At this point, we understand that black men gonna pull out all the stops and lie, and they're gonna say all type of craziness. You should understand our plight because you was with us in slavery. No, we're no longer in slavery, and you're good for nothing. Like, you've proven that time and again. So why are we still in this day and age? Why are we still buying those bill of goods?
They want to though, Stacy. These women don't want to stop doing this shit because if they did, they would have stopped. If they did, they would have stopped. They're still letting these motherfuckers shack up rent free. Okay, this gonna segue me into the next goddamn topic. They don't want to let these motherfuckers go. You can have one of the ugliest Dusties, skinny, face all cocked to the side, hair all over the goddamn place, dandruff, no job, dirty, stinker, whatever. He can have 2-3 women at the same time in the black community. I shit you not. They don't have to do anything.
I've seen it. It blows my goddamn mind.
And that's scary to me because that means you'll take anything.
They will.
With anything, and that means you don't even have low self-esteem. You have no esteem. you have. So where's all this black power coming from if you have no esteem?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I get sick of black women letting these motherfuckers shack up with them. Let's see what happens when you let motherfuckers shack up with you. Y'all,
get shot again.
He's very ugly, and this may be triggering, but let me make sure this is on the first 5 seconds because homegirl said the R word real goddamn hard. Okay, hold up.
Oh damn! I just ate.
Dietrich Gay.
Let me put it 5 seconds ahead because baby, she said the R word so hard her head shook when she did the first part of the syllable. Okay, so I'm gonna move that forward a little bit. Let's go.
As 3 years old, police say he'd befriend or date women only to gain access to their children.
So black women out there, did you hear what she said? Long as it's not another black woman, you listen to it, right? She said that this man, countless others, date you so that they can get access to your children, right? How was he able to get all these kids, the ages between 3 and 15? Because you don't give a fuck about who you let in there as long as there's a man laying in that bed. Black man to be exact. Let's keep going.
It's heart-wrenching. It's sickening. I mean, when you read these reports of these children, these babies being taken advantage of.
5 victims under 15 years old, as young as 3, little girls and little boys, allegedly sexually abused.
Look at him. How did he get access to all these women's children as far as getting into relationships and shit with them? How was he able to get so many of y'all? There is no bottom. In another community, he would have trouble dating unless he was getting some sort of trash motherfucker. Real talk. Damn.
Abused by Dietrich Gay.
The state of Michigan versus Dietrich DeMonte Gay.
28-year-old Gay, who has not been cooperative with Detroit police, in court last Friday, visibly distraught as a judge handed down his charges.
You can tell when other cultures don't understand black male culture. He was not distraught. He was being passive aggressive. If y'all encounter black men on a regular basis, you know I'm telling you the truth. He was expressing to the judge and the prosecutor that he's bored with the whole situation. Let's go back 5 seconds. He was not distraught at all.
Gay. 28-year-old Gay, who has not been cooperative with Detroit police, in court last Friday, visibly distraught as a judge handed down his charges.
That's the look that y'all get when they don't want to hear your mouth. He was not distraught about those charges. He's like, hurry the fuck up. This is boring. Let's get the hell on it. Let's go. They don't understand the motherfucking language because they don't encounter these people as much as black women do. And what I'm saying is, black women, you should get to the point where you can't read their body language either. Just get the fuck away from them. One more time.
28-year-old gay who has not been cooperative with Detroit police in court last Friday, visibly distraught as a judge handed down his charges.
These are very serious assaultive allegations.
The victims appear to be family members of girlfriends or acquaintances. And this individual has an opportunity to be alone with these children, and he's taking advantage totally.
Captain Kimberly Blackwell with DPD's Special Victims Unit says his crimes span from 2021 to early this year and happened in the areas of the 8th and 9th precincts. Nothing specific given about location to protect the victims.
Many of us have our own children, and I always say that you look at every case as if this is your family member.
Gay came on DPD's radar a couple months ago after one of the alleged victims was seeing a counselor and revealed to them the alleged sexual abuse. After that, investigators pieced together this tragic story.
We're going to ensure that he's going away for a very long time.
Dietrich Gay apparently has a lengthy criminal past when it comes to domestic violence.
We done yet? The doors of the church are open. Are we done yet? All of these women didn't give a fuck that he had a long history of domestic violence. When you play hard to get, they don't believe you. If you're saying that you're divesting away from that community, you have to get your shit and you have to leave. They know you're bluffing. This motherfucker, the skinny, scrawny, ugly motherfucker, was able to get several women to agree to let him near their children. He violated them, and he had a criminal history of domestic violence, no less, and was still able to have access to the kids. I would say you got to do better, but I know you're not going to do better because not all, right? Because white men do it too, right? Aaliyah?
You know, the difference is if he was part of another community, the difference between them and us is that he would not still be breathing air. Like, that just wouldn't have happened. Like, they would have ended him a long time ago. You come around them and you are exhibiting to them violence towards women and children, they don't fool with you like that. In this community, they do exactly the opposite, and they blame the children, especially the little girls. They blame the children no matter the situation. And even in this case, their moms. Like, where the fuck were you? You brought this motherfucker into your home. Why are you leaving him alone with your kids? Why does he have that kind of access? He's not their father. So what the fuck are you doing? See, that's why I say you can't really say anything because nobody wants to tell the fucking truth, just like nobody wants to hear the truth. Their mammies need to be in jail next to this motherfucker.
Preach.
If we really being honest, because you put your children in this fucked up situation, you dropped the ball, you did not do your job. Nobody says that a single mother cannot date, but what you do not do is take gambles with your goddamn children. Because if you want to have a man friend or whatever, and you have children, why you got to bring this motherfucker to your house? Why you got to start introducing him to your children? But these women don't be knowing shit about these men and will bring them right in there and just have them babysitting. And they don't even know this motherfucker for real. To be honest with you, they probably knew nothing about him when they left their children with him. And so you just come back home and your children all fucked up. No, see, that's why I say the mammies need to be in jail with him too. I promise you.
I agree. They be rushing. They bring their kids around them because they're rushing to the white picket fence as quickly as possible. You remember, it's not enough of them to go around, so you got to speed up the process. He got to meet the kids. He got to have your address. You got to fuck him. You got to make sure that you're doing things for him, picking him up from work, cooking, and being everything to him. It's like a race to get to the white picket fence that's never going to be because this motherfucker's broke. Let's just keep that real.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is that why they get pregnant so fast?
Yes.
Okay.
They're trying to have the husband or boyfriend and the 2.5 kids with the picket fence as quickly as possible. Not only for that, just to have it, but they're able to rub that in your face. Look, it's easy, it's harder to get a black male that's, you know, gonna be around for the kids. I got him, bitch, type shit. So they rushing. This motherfucker can meet the kids 2 weeks in, if not that night when he, you know, they go out. Look,
Or she bring them home.
And they doing it at the expense of their children, and that's really fucked up. Like, you are that lonely and that desperate. It's like I guess I was really blessed that I just did not have a mom that exposed us like that, me or my sister. Like, she just didn't bring all these random ass men. If our mom had somebody she was dating after our father passed away, if she had somebody she was dating, we never met their ass. I promise you that. We may have heard his name in passing, but shit, we never met him. She didn't believe in bringing men home like that. She's like, hell no, I got 2 daughters. What the fuck? No, that's what moms do. They protect their children, just like that's what the fathers are supposed to do. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, even if you fucking him, do you have to bring him home?
But that's the point you're missing. Mothers, true mothers, protect their children. These mammies are not really mothers; they're baby makers. And then they go ahead and they have the baby and on to the next nigga. So they're not even thinking about the kids, nor do they care. It's amazing that they even caught him, because I wonder how they caught him. I'm pretty sure it wasn't one of them.
It was a kid. It was one of the kids that he touched, went to the school and told a counselor.
And not the mother. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
I thought if that was the case, it wasn't going to be this, because they don't care. They don't care about them kids. They just baby. It's crazy.
And you know what's messed up about this whole situation? Even more messed up than everything y'all just said. These be the same bras that look at you funny when you tell people you don't have children.
Right.
Y'all, I get that all the time.
They shouldn't be bringing none of these Dusties, even if the ones that they're dating, not including the ones that they're dating. My shit got taken by a family friend. It wasn't, you know, somebody my mom was dating. My shit got taken by a family friend. So letting any of these dusty sons of bitches near your kids, whether you dating them or not, is just a horrible goddamn idea.
It really
because
is.
they're by the numbers, the chances of them being some sort of sadist or sexual goddamn weirdo is extremely high. Look at how many black kids come out and already been touched before the age of 18.
I'm sorry, DZ, but you know, you and I talked about this a long time ago. Like, I am an auntie, and I think part of the issue is that we are not preparing our children properly for what's going on in the world. And people can say, let them be children, they shouldn't have to worry about these things. And to be honest with you, they shouldn't. But in the real world, we have to start preparing our kids. You know, things are different than it was when we were children. Like, they had latchkey kids. Kids could walk home back in the day. Things are just not like they used to be. And we really do our girls a disservice when we don't prepare them for situations like this. I'm sorry, I've had these talks with my nieces. They already know what's up. I'm preparing them. I bought.
Leah, let me tell you this, and I hate to say this, but they have been like this in the black community, even with the latchkey days. I'm talking about before goddamn computers were regular in people's houses. This has been going on in the black community for decades. Okay, these motherfuckers have been every time I do a poll, right, and we in the chat and say who's been touched, press a 1. Them ones be all over the place, and they range from all different ages. The shit is crazy as hell.
We have got to do a better job at preparing our kids, because I'm sorry, the children in my family, look, you go into one of my nieces' room if you want to. They both got surprises waiting on your ass, because they have already been prepared by their auntie. If a nigga in here and he ain't supposed to be in here, yeah, this how you handle that situation.
Shit, in my house ain't better not be no nigga in here. I don't care what the nigga is.
Exactly, they already know what to do. Because
there's people still touching ones out there. You see that shit? It's people touching ones regardless. That's what I'm talking about.
I agree with you, Aaliyah, but I want to say this as well. A lot of times, no matter, these niggas are, excuse me, damn it, these people are pervasive. And A lot of times, yes. In this case,
Wow.
mammies invite them in their home. So that's gonna
I
happen.
don't mean to interrupt you, but look at that chat. Look at all those ones. Look at all those ones, y'all.
Listen.
That's why I hate when people try to take up for black men around me. Don't fucking take up for none of. Listen, you don't want no smoke taking up for no black. Not when it comes down to them touching children.
Right. And it don't matter how much you prepare your children, because I'm sure some of those ones in the chat, including myself, my mother was very astute
Wow.
preparing me, but they are pervasive and they're going to do what they do. The best thing to do is just not have them around you.
You're right. It's called grooming for a reason. You're right. But
no matter how much you prepare, you're going to have them in your face. They're going to be in your daughter's face. They're going to be in your knee. They just don't live around them. Don't be around them. It is what it is. And all the preparation that we can do, if you live around them, you can prepare all you want to. You better believe you are subject to their will.
I mean, I agree with you. It's called grooming for a reason. So you're absolutely right. I just think that we have to do a better job at giving them some tools so they understand. Like, these kids are. I just hate it when they have to be subjected to this shit.
You can prepare them all you want to. The fact of the matter is they're not stronger than some goddamn horny black men. They're not. I don't care what kind of tool they got in their hand, they can get that from. So schooling them, that's awesome. They can notice the signs of somebody being inappropriate with them. But as far as like a 10-year-old fighting a grown man, she's gonna lose. She's going to lose.
Yep. That like that little girl you showed, that's that case you showed a few weeks ago, DZ, about that that black male assaulting the teenage girl. And he called himself trying to defend his own self in court, and he gonna say, "Oh, what was you doing when I was allegedly assaulting you?" And she was like, "Trying to get you off of me."
Right.
Yep.
Right.
I ain't gonna never forget that shit.
Sad that in this case that this child did not even go tell the mother. They went to school and told somebody else, which means that they didn't even feel comfortable enough to go to her. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, we are really
She
selling our kids.
thirsty.
Right.
You know that we was curing thirst in here Tuesday. She's thirsty. That child know how she act when she got a man. Whatever the kids say don't matter. They eating beanie weenies, hot dogs, ramen noodles, Kool-Aid and water. That's all they get when mommy has to go and get some of that dick. Okay?
And you not and she tell that child, and you're not gonna stop my chances of being with this nigga. You just not. You're not gonna interrupt my relationship with him. So stop trying to be over here trying to get with my man, because some of them think like that, and they tell the kids these things.
That's just
I'm just that the child had the wherewithal to go to school and tell somebody, because this could be another one of those things where it's been 20 years and the child was like, yeah, he was touching me and I just didn't say nothing because I was scared. I'm just thankful that the child did that much.
Yeah, me too.
That's true. Like I said, it fucks me up because I guess I can't wrap my head around some of these women. Like, girl, oh my God.
A lot of
what
them
are you doing?
A lot of them are mentally off, and they are okay with sacrificing their children. They don't care. They really don't. They don't care about their children.
I'll say to what the other woman was saying. That's why I don't have any kids, and it's for the best that I don't.
Ditto.
I cannot.
Tyra, are you dusty?
Hey, Deborah.
Hi.
Yeah. What the fuck is
right.
What was it?
It was somebody named Tyra. Anyway, what is your name? VW, are you dusty?
Oh, is that supposed to be your new name, Deborah?
Uh-huh. Miss Debbie in the house.
That's who you are.
Hello.
Hold up a second. Are you dusty?
No, I'm not.
So what's up? You're up on the panel. What you got?
Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
We're awesome.
I just want to say, first of all, to DZ, what I like about you and a few of the other YouTube content creators is that y'all don't sit up here and be like, even though racism still exists, how I'm sick of black women keep trying to use racism as an excuse for these degenerate males' behaviors. And I believe that's the root of why these black women keep covering for their sons, grandsons, brothers, pappies, or
It's
whatever.
gonna be like that forever. That's why it's just, if you notice that one of these bitches is some hardcore mammy shit, even a fence sitter at this point, because this Will situation brought me to the fence sitters as well. At this point, if they still on that racism, not all bullshit, they can kick rocks. I'm done with that shit for fucking ever. I had a different attitude before, but now it's like, okay, bitch, have a great day. We social distancing for real, for real. I'm tired of the excuses as well. There's too many fucking receipts out here for you to still be talking about not all. And what about Taquan down the street? He got a 3.5 GPA and he don't never miss school. Oh, he played basketball as well. Y'all wrong for that. Ain't nobody getting ready to sacrifice an entire race of women because you know a little boy that played basketball that you happen to like. Fuck out of here. I'm tired of all that shit. Fence sitters can kiss my ass too. I used to have some hope for the fence sitters. I ain't gonna even sit here and lie, but I'm done. Will, that's what the smack did for me. Let me know that all it take is some black man picking up the trash off the ground and putting it into the actual trash bin. That makes him a unicorn, and goddamn it, we need to stand with that person. So I'm not doing it anymore. Go ahead.
Hey, DZ, can I say something about
Let
unicorn?
me ask y'all a question real quick.
Okay.
So I'm 53 years old, and to allude to what you said earlier, this is nothing new. Okay, I've been seeing this stuff like since forever. This is like, it's just now that the white daddy's internet is bringing it all to light, and it's not just me or those women that hit one in the chat. Okay, but it was like when my children were young. Now my children, they like in their 30s now. My so-called friends back then, I didn't even want my kids to spend the night at their houses because of the males in their families.
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying? Like it to me, and I have always said this: black males are the way they are because of black women. And it's because of black women why black children have never been safe during my lifetime anyway. And I'm quite sure before mine too. But yeah, it was so bad to the point that I didn't even let my children spend the night over, like, even some of my relatives, like my sister, female cousins' houses, because of how they husbands, boyfriends were. Because how black women pick these males, like how y'all said earlier, literally all they have to do is have dark skin, because to be a light skin, and when he's gay somehow, and Dusty is Dusty at the end of the day. But
yeah,
everything came down to about that black male.
I can't be around that type of bitch anymore.
It's like to me, to watch how black women threw their children and their friends under the. I don't even understand to this right now. I have no black female friends, none. Because I just don't understand how a group of women could be so male identified to the point that, and I had friends that have been beaten by black men, almost got killed by black men, but would argue me down about how wrong I am to call them for what they are. You can't call a thing when it comes to them.
Yes, you can. You tell that bitch I ain't going and get her ass away from you. That's all you have to do.
No, that's all.
I'm not interested in debating what these mammies got to say because the shit is stupid. It's very dumb. If we sat up here, let's just say it's on some petty shit. You go and you sit across from a mammy and you go 1 for articles. She gonna run out of interracial articles a hell of a lot faster than you gonna run out of black men doing black women, wrong. 1 she'll be done in about an hour. You can sit there all goddamn night. So even with that being said, she'll still argue you down about how you should put your race first and all this shit here, because she done lost the statistical argument as far as getting fucked up.
Yes.
But now it's about being race loyal. It's about making sure our people are good. We keep saying our people. Don't make my people. They do not take up for me. I haven't had any issues with anybody, especially on this platform or any other platform, with motherfuckers that don't look like me. All my issues came from bitches that look like me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's something else.
Yeah.
Every time I've ever had something bad happen to me, the person look like me.
Yes. And that's the thing. And I look back, it's just like That's the thing. It's like black women. It's like between racism and religion. That's all. And hair. That's all you can discuss with them. Oh, and I'm sorry. And the black D. But it's like I
Maybe
said,
some
I'm
kids.
53 years old, and I have seen this going on since forever. And I have been shamed for not wanting to date a man who didn't have kids. And then I said, well, even if me and the
But check
baby,
it out. You can only be shamed by them if you entertain the conversation. So how is it that they're able to shame you if you not talking to them? Because I'm not getting ready to talk with no motherfucking mammy. I'm
right?
not.
But I'm saying this was the conversation that I was having with these mammies over 35 years ago.
Okay, got you.
So
Got
this
you.
was over
Got you.
35 years ago. That's what I'm saying. So I'm just saying this is what we talking about. It is nothing new. I'm Gen X. I'm like the older Gen X. And these mammies in my age range, generation, whatever, they will not tell the truth. This is why you see these millennials out here acting crazy, because they mamas are crazy. Their grandmamas was crazy.
Yeah, Gen Z gonna be crazy too, because if they sit their ass around mammies, they're gonna be just like them. It's been
No, they are
generational.
already. I'm seeing it already. I'm gonna tell you the story. I promise I'm gonna let you go. My daughter, who I no longer speak to, and that's nothing you have to be careful about when you have a child with a black man, you raise them in an all black community. No matter what you do, if they are a part of that culture is gonna get them. Like how they say the street's gonna get them, the culture is gonna get them too.
Mm-hmm.
And so my daughter, she has a friend that they've been friends since kindergarten, and she got pregnant by this Dusty, who was light-skinned. And her and her mom was trying to help him get his driver's license and help him get a job.
Y'all gonna make my stomach
And
turn.
never mind that he was 10 years older than she is.
Oh, God damn it.
Never
I'm
grow
sorry.
up. They never grow up. They never grow up.
He's 10 years older than she. He's 10. The baby daddy's 10 years older than my daughter's friend is.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing that story. I'm not surprised by it, but I'm very happy that you
Nah.
shared the story. Thank you for coming up.
Okay, and thank you for all you do.
All right.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, babe. Welcome to the panel, Racy Subjects. How are you?
Hi, DZ. Good evening, everyone. How are you? Hope everyone's doing well.
Chilling.
Yeah, so I had to come on tonight with this topic, especially with the video that you just showed about the serial R person or being. It's really gotten to me, this discussion about sexual abuse being kind of an open secret in many Black families. And it was especially so with my family. And a quick story I'm going to share is really about me and my mom. And to this day, we have a very strained relationship because of it. When I was 13, she had a boyfriend. And one night I woke up to him laying in bed behind me. This man was damn near naked. He had on some type of bikini drawers. And I mean, I woke up because he was pressed up against my bottom.
Oh my God.
And I mean, just imagine being that age. I was 13 in 8th grade, and I'm jolted out of sleep to this grown man pressed up against me. And I screamed to the high heavens. I screamed so loud. My mom comes running into the room. What's going on? He jumps out of the bed. She comes running in the room. What's going on? I'm like, he was in the bed with me. And then this, I mean, it's such a surreal, I remember it so well. It stayed in my mind all these years. I can remember it vividly. It's the three of us standing there. My sister's in the other bed because we shared a room, my little sister. And I'm sitting here saying, she sees her boyfriend standing there damn near half naked in my room. And she's asking what's going on.
Why? I'm sorry.
And I'm like, he was in the bed with me. And she's like, he said, oh no, he says, I'm just drunk. I thought I was getting in the bed with you. Talking about, he thought he was getting in the bed with my mom. Now, keep in mind, I'm 13 at the time.
I'm most drunk in the world.
Totally different. Me and my mom, I'm a girl. She's a grown woman. My mom is like 50 shades lighter than me. It's a totally different body type at that age. He knew good and goddamn well he wasn't jumping in the bed. He wasn't that drunk. Well, he didn't know who he was getting in the bed with. And then How are you just going to be drunk, stumble into me and my sister's room, and my sister's bed is closest to the door and mine is all the way on the other side of the room by the window? So I knew that he was lying. And you know what my mom does? She tells him, go to bed. They go back to bed. She takes this man back into her bed.
Wow.
And I'm just standing there like, is this really happening? And
I'm
the next day,
pissed.
we had a conversation. It was me, her, and him. And he was steadily saying to my mom, oh, it's not what she's saying. And then he's looking at me. I would never do that. It's not what you think it was. I was drunk. I stumbled in the wrong room, you know, trying to gaslight me. You can't gaslight me because in my family, abuse was already going on. My eldest uncle was a notorious abuser in my family. He raped my youngest aunt and created 2 children out of incest with her.
Oh, Jesus.
Rape
I'm so
was
sorry.
the name of the game.
Use the R word, baby.
And so I had grew up in that type of dysfunction with my family. And I was like, I could not believe that with everything my mom knew of her own family, what she experienced with her eldest brother, that she would sit there and stay with this man. And they stayed together. She continued to date him for quite a while. After that incident, I never trusted him again because before that, he used to be very nice to me.
Is your mother still dating him? Because I got questions. Is your mother still with him?
Oh no. You know what finally made her break up with him? He told her he was going to marry her and he backed out of his word. And that's when she finally broke up with him and moved on to the next Dusty, because my mom was notorious for dating. If it was a low life, she would date him. Any low life that was a project, N-word, it doesn't matter. She would date him. And you know, I always I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
So forget the fact that he did that to you. She just ignored that. She just wanted to be married.
Yeah, she yeah, pretty much. And you know, it's I wish I could tell you that it was the only thing that my mom did to me as a kid, or she was neglectful in many ways, like that uncle I was just telling you guys about.
Your mother is not rare whatsoever.
No.
She's not rare whatsoever. She's actually one of the pillars of Blackistan. She occurs so much that over half of Black children are touched before they leave the house, actually 62%. Your mother is in the majority. Let's just keep it real. I know that sounds crazy, but if 62% of the kids are touched before they leave the house, she has to be in a majority because all of them have mothers. Ain't none of them hatch in the woods. Your mother is Blackistan. Are you still in touch with her to this day?
Yeah, you know, we talk every weekend, and you know, she's married now to a man. That's a whole mess. Yet another, it's like my mom, nothing means more to her than a Black man. My mom cannot live without a man. She can't breathe without a man. Even if he's a dirtbag, treats her like shit, neglectful. She thinks her current husband, who she's been with for 17 years or so, she thinks that he's great simply because he don't beat her.
Again, your mother
has a job.
That's how they are in Blackistan. That's all that means anything to anybody in Blackistan. That's both the men and the women. You remember songs like "It Ain't No Fun If the Homies Can't Get None." That's him looking out for another Black man. Do you get what I'm saying? They always, the men and the women, you don't matter. Your word does not matter. Your experience damn sure don't matter. If you got your mouth open, you're probably lying, right? And anything that her boyfriend did, you know, you probably agreed with it. That's how they think in that fucking deplorable community that I wish y'all would get y'all ass away from. Dead ass serious. Your mother's in the majority. All the stuff that you just said, that's how they are.
That's the norm.
Yeah, and the last thing I want to say as well is that, you know, I've been in therapy for 20 something years because of a lot that had to do with my childhood. I mean, I'm divorced now, but that divorce wasn't as traumatic as what I experienced in my childhood growing up in Blackistan. And like you know, for the children that I have now with my ex-husband, my children are biracial, but I've been fiercely protective of them. And I can relate. I forgot who that was who said she didn't let her children go to sleepovers. Neither did I. I've been maybe almost too protective of my children because I did not want anything
No
to
such
happen.
thing.
Since I've
No
been
such
divorced,
thing.
I haven't had like I dated a couple times, but they never came in my house, never met my kids, and they were never Black men because oh no, I'm not young. I'm 45, so I'm a Gen Xer. So this is like DZ, like you said, this has been going on in the Black community for ages. It's like
Oh yeah.
for generations.
Yeah.
And it
Hell,
causes real damage, not just the initial incident when a young girl or a young child is violated, but it's repercussions that last for a very long time and continues the dysfunction.
generations.
Yeah.
Generations. Hell, the movie Color Purple, the setting was what, 1930s?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. So this
yeah.
is something that happened for the longest. There were no repercussions for them. And actually, a lot of these men today are not being prosecuted for the shit that they do.
Mhm.
Point blank period. They don't give a shit about the Black kids in that community. They damn sure don't give a fuck about the women, you know. And honestly, and it's just my opinion, part of the reason that they don't like you is because you have kids that look like them. They don't want to be reproduced. It's time for Black women to stop reproducing what nobody gives a fuck about but you, right? That child that you're having for the Dusty is probably going to have daddy issues, even if he stays, because he's dysfunctional as it is, right? Because he's a part of the social class that are performing the least. So that has mental repercussions as well. It's just high time that Black women try something new and stop reproducing with these men. The babies that come out, they grow up, they turn into damn Dusties by the time they in their teens, and it just happens over and over and over again. It was a woman here in Georgia where she was sleeping, knocked out cold, 9 months pregnant. They outside shooting, of course, some Dusties. That bullet went straight through that baby's heart.
Oh,
Oh
Okay,
my God.
she was due in a couple of days. I have the story on here if y'all are interested, but yeah. So they don't like the community in which they come from. And then they're going to blame you because they're weak. They're absolutely weak. They are conquered and weak. And nothing is ever going to change about that. They will always be conquered. If they ever get over the hill, none of us in here will be alive to see it. It'll be hundreds of years down the road. But hey, there's no indication that any of this shit is going to stop. Welcome to the panel, Lipstick.
Assalamu alaikum, sisters. Peace and blessings, family. I just knew she was going to say some out of line something. DZ, I just wanted to call you and let you know that on this day, the first day of April, that Black love is still alive and well. The Black family is the most powerful family in society. We need Black women to stand up for their kings. We need y'all to keep having these beautiful Black chocolate Hershey Kisses babies.
You're killing me over.
I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus. I'm
Oh,
saying
yeah.
this so we all can overstand and understand exactly
Ooh,
why the
you imitating
creator.
Not
You
the
imitating them too good, Lipstick is giving me goosebumps.
That's why it's so funny. Oh God.
Oh.
Did you use your yoni egg today, Lipstick?
You know what? I got a dozen.
Okay.
I got a
All right.
dozen yonis.
Yoni Easter eggs?
Yes, yoni Easter eggs. When I had my eggs, they yoni eggs.
Well, since you came up here saying assalamu alaikum, I expect that you make the best ham in the world, right?
No
You
bean
still
pies for me, my sister. And we all know that Ramadan is upon us. So, you know, I wanted to put that out there, brothers and sisters.
Dang, is Ramadan already? Huh.
I feel like this year gonna go by fast as hell. Okay. Lipstick, quit trolling and say April Fools because you got me fooled for real, honey. You sound too
April Fools, but
goddamn.
look, I wanted to say today marks the first day of Black Femicide Awareness Month.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is anybody celebrating that shit? Is anybody honoring it or doing lives about it or even
I have heard
mentioning
no
it?
one. Everybody's still talking about the Oscars.
Oh, that's more
Wow.
important. We need that slap. That slap is so important. You know, you cannot. That we're gonna be celebrating it next year. It's honorary.
Lipstick, you're the first person I heard even mention it today. I just have to keep it real with you. No
Yeah,
one cares. No one.
Mhm.
Not even other black women. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. Let me go ahead and show you guys that bitches don't be lying about what's going on. Go.
Right now, there was a $2,000 reward to help catch the person who shot a pregnant woman in Clayton County, killing her unborn child just days before the due date. Tracy Yamick-Beer has the very latest from Grady Hospital, where the mother is still in the hospital recovering right now.
There is a baby killer out there, and they have caused unimaginable harm to my family.
When Stephanie Magruder got the call that her niece, Princess Wolf, had been shot, she raced over to the Villa of Hamptons apartments in Lovejoy.
If y'all know anything about Georgia, this is right outside of Atlanta. When I tell you that this was supposed to be like a black Mecca in that county, I'm telling you, you're supposed to, if you're black, you're supposed to be able to prosper there. But it got inundated with the dust. And now that area is one of the most dangerous areas in the metro Atlanta area. No cap, as the kids say it. This was supposed to be where you go to school, where you go ahead and get your degree, you form families and all this good shit. That area has turned into trash. Trash. Let's keep going.
We were told that Princess's injuries were to her liver, her abdomen, her uterus, her liver, and her intestines. I asked, was the baby alive? Was the baby okay? And no one said anything.
So it started out as aggravated assault. It was upgraded to a murder case.
Today, Lovejoy police took 11 Alive out to where this happened last Wednesday. You could still see where the bullets had gone through the bedroom windows blinds, hitting Wolf twice in the stomach. Chief Michael Gaddis telling us because the apartment is secluded on a dead-end road.
It seemed like that the victim in this case was targeted.
We definitely want to find out who did this and put them where they belong.
Right now, Wolf is still recovering in the hospital, but shared this message.
All I want is justice for my unborn child.
That baby was due in 3 days. Let me tell you where I'm at with it. She said all she wants is justice for her unborn child. Y'all got to stop getting pregnant with these assholes babies. Nobody more than likely is going to pay for this unless there was some surveillance in the area. When I tell you that area is nothing but cicadas, as they've been called, they're not going to tell unless there's some sort of victim that, is scared of the person that was out there shooting, or there was a surveillance camera that caught them. She's having babies with the people that are out there doing shit like this. So it's a perpetual cycle. This time, unfortunately, the baby didn't make it. Okay. But women that look like her in that county, they have the highest number of entitlement program applications and that type of shit.
And that is why it's not unfortunate. You said unfortunately. I don't think it's unfortunate, but go ahead.
Listen, I'm telling you, that circle got cut off, but so many others have not gotten cut off. The kid that's 6, 7, 8 years old right now that did make it, in 10 years, he gonna be the one snatching your goddamn purse. You got to stop having these babies with them. They care so much about you that they got straight bullets going straight through your abdomen. It's almost as if it was some sort of divine intervention that bullet hit that baby right in the heart.
Oh, God.
Right in the heart. And she survived.
I have a question.
Yes.
And before I say this, I want to make the disclaimer that I am sorry for the loss of her child. I am, because I am a mother, and I couldn't imagine ever having that done to me. But the question comes this way. You want justice for who? From who? You want it for the baby. I understand it, but who you want to give you that justice? The black that shot your baby, or you want the white man to come and give you this justice? Because they tell you in a minute they don't want the cops in their business. So who you want this justice for or from?
The Black community speaks out of both sides of their neck. First off, they say that they're impoverished, but they keep having babies.
Okay.
Then they don't like the cops in their business, but soon as a bullet comes through your abdomen, tears up your spleen and intestines and kills your baby, right? Now you want them in your business. They don't know what the hell they want, but what's at the bottom of all of this shit is that they won't stop fucking them and stop giving birth. You've never tried that shit. How about let's try something different? You're not gonna be able to fuck none of them so good that they gonna straighten up. It's not happening.
I got a question, DC. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just about to say, I haven't you heard, DC, that that's not realistic to tell Black women to just stop fucking them and birthing their children. That's not realistic.
Yeah, I heard somebody say that before, and I think that's a crock of shit. That is what you
Well, they're
want to
not
keep fucking.
It's That's the easiest shit in the world.
It's not really exactly. You just close your legs.
Yeah.
How realistic is that? They tell
All
you
you-
all the time
yeah.
better.
You heard you're trying to police Black women's sexuality.
Oh,
Stop trying to police Black women. I'm telling you, these are the arguments that I keep hearing.
Somebody need to. I mean, shoot, all you got to say is, yeah, I'm not going to have sex with broke dudes no more. And that X's out most of the problem right there.
Now, you know I ain't lying. You know that's what they going around saying, that we're trying to police Black women's sexuality.
Yeah, I agree.
We're womb watchers.
They're using that
You
term
can't
wrong.
police these broad sexuality if they pushing out babies left, right, and center. Who's policing them? How can that be possible? People are
I heard that it is unrealistic to just simply tell them to stop fucking them. It's unrealistic. They're not going to do it. They haven't done it so far. So it's a waste of time to even tell them that. That's what I heard.
Which
That
reduces
argument. Go ahead, babe. I'm sorry.
which reduces Black women to oversex deviants that can't control who they sleep with, which is, to me is crazy, because when you're living in poverty, the last thing you should be worried about is someone digging in your pussy. And a question for Black women who do continue to have these kids for Black men because you want babies or whatever the reason may be. Do you really think that you're going to have an exceptional Black male child? Do you really think there's something in your pussy, in your womb, that's going to season that baby a little bit differently, that you're going to create this unicorn that you keep searching for? I really want them to think about that, because for generation, we see the Black males, they are devolving.
Well, you know, they think they're making the next Kobe Bryant, the next Obama, the next, you know, they live
A
in.
Black woman didn't even make Obama. So they still psycho to even think that.
But they be thinking it. I'm not saying that's what I think. I'm saying this is how they think. They think there's so much excellence in the Black community that they can create the next piece of excellence.
But there, I mean, how many of these deformities are you going to create before you get a perfect product? Like, come on.
And any piece of excellence we get, we drive them away.
Mm-hmm.
They leave.
Right. And if he has, look, DZ, you and I grew up in the era before. We went to school. We were educated in the era before No Child Left Behind. Do you remember, like I remember, that every single Black boy in our class was in special ed or being held back?
Yup, or being suspended or sent to the office to remember referrals, or they knocking some shit off the table and throwing their hand in the air and going, ooh, 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 just being a general fucking. It was horrible.
They was all flowheads. They was all flowheads, literal.
Like literally, yeah. Oh my God.
And that's the reason why Bush 1 had to do, or was it Bush 2? I can't remember which Bush. Implemented the No Child Left Behind, because at my high school, I remember being in junior high and having boys in my class that were 17 and 18. Here I am, a 13-year-old in the class with an 18-year-old.
Excuse me, ma'am. What?
I remember.
Yes, because back then they couldn't pass until they passed. Like, you had to repeat until you passed.
I remember that. And it was so bad that they couldn't even, the basic stuff that you learned, they couldn't even accomplish.
They couldn't learn it.
They couldn't get past those special, like up here in the Northeast, they couldn't even get past the specialized exams or anything. So
and they were held back.
Right, they were held back.
I
They
remember a
used
boy.
to get mustaches in the 5th fucking
was just
grade,
about to
bitch.
say that. Look, there was a guy that went to school that could not graduate. They kept repeating. This motherfucker was so old that he drove the bus. He was a bus driver. And then this motherfucker picked us up. And then when we got off the bus, that motherfucker had his backpack on going to the same school we going to. And then when we left, he dropped us all back off.
I'm really done.
Jesus, what?
I know you 21. You had to be 21 to drop her. He was 21. So he took a job being a bus driver.
Oh my God.
I can't.
Wow.
Let me see something, because I don't want to take nothing out of context. ASMR, is that a April Fool's joke? Because I'm all for April Fool's jokes. I just hope you're kidding right there. If you're not kidding, you can click the link and come try and cuss us out here. But I don't want to take it out of context. I don't want anybody to say, DZ jumped the gun. I don't want to jump the gun. Saying that you hope all Black women stay asleep. I want to know what you mean by that. I want to understand you, ASMR. That's interesting.
It's telling because that's how most of them really do feel. That they hope that Black women stay asleep. The problem is a lot of women are waking up. It's not quick enough for my taste. It's not fast enough. It's not the whole community, but
these past 5 days have been a setback. It has been a real setback. Some of them was almost at the finish line, and then the Oscars happened, and God damn it, they turned around like, what was that motherfucker's name? Lot's wife, to look at the city burning. They turned back around, and they finna turn into a pillar of goddamn salt.
Shiny object moments. They fall for these shiny object moments. They be headed to the prize, and then somebody say, "Oh, look over there," and they just look. I don't understand what's wrong with Black women. I really don't.
Don't either.
They're the mothers of these idiots. It's a horrible cycle. Push one out, they grow up, turn into a goddamn bastard. Push another one out, this one make one, and it's just a cycle. They over there in a little huddle talking about how everybody else is horrible. The racist so-called, and then us self-haters are so wrong. As soon as the cabinets go empty, though, you turn into them or us. If you got it all together, go ahead and make it happen. Don't ask nobody for nothing. Since I don't want to hear about your third smack of the years, it's 2022, April, and you already done got your ass beat 6 times, averaging more than once a month. Okay? I don't want to hear that shit. Nebaeh, welcome to the panel.
Hi, y'all can hear me?
Yes.
Hi, so I just wanted to say, first of all, not all Black men. And second of all, y'all need to stop putting Black men down.
That's right, my sister.
Yeah.
Yes. Black men are kings, okay? And to Josephine, okay, first of all, you know what? I don't even want to address you anymore, because Josephine, you are not a real Black woman. See, real Black women uplift Black men, okay?
Amen.
That's what they do.
And they straighten the crown too.
Yes, and they put money in his books when he's in prison, because the white men, they always discriminate and show racism towards Black men. That's why so many of our Black kings are in prison, y'all. April Fools. I'm Thunder Chicken, by the way, so don't get it twisted.
Please.
And y'all mods need to stop blocking me in the chat, okay? I was trolling earlier before DZ came in and went live. Stop blocking me. I'm gonna call my baby mama.
I was trying to get
baby
in.
mamas.
Look, DZ, I was trying to get in on the Queen of Consciousness. You would never let me in. I'm like, man, she ain't gonna let me in with this name.
I'm like,
no, that was you in the chat. I saw it. I'm like, who the heck is that?
I'm like, what? What? Not the yoni egg. Not the yoni egg.
I'm the Queen of Consciousness.
Yoni.
The way you spelled it, I'm like, is this April Fool's or is this some bullshit? I'm gonna let her steam for a little bit while I go ahead and get this monologue off and get this show started, and then it disappeared. I'm like, okay.
Sound very convincing. I was like, wow, okay.
They do it too well. But we grew up listening to this shit, and they're still saying it to this day.
Yeah.
To this day, I remember African medallions around niggas' neck.
We grew up in the Sister Soldier generation.
Yeah.
The coldest winter ever generation.
I
Yeah.
can't stand her motherfucking ass.
Me
That's a
either.
story
I
for
can't
another
stand
day.
her.
That's a story for another day. Let me see who else is back here.
But I do have a question for you, divested ladies, a serious question in regards to Black femicide.
Okay.
What's up?
So it is Black Femicide Month, and it also is a midterm election month. For me, I'm very connected in our local politics where I live. I do have some relationships with some big Republican donors here, and they always want to know what issues are pressing to Black people, and they always, ask me. And I want so bad to bring up Black femicide. I want so bad to do it, but I feel like if I bring it up, and this is just me feeling that way, and I put it out there, and these people take my grievance and something that I brought to the table and take it as an action, a plan of action for this. Let's get it out there so more people can know. And then they put it out there, and then Black women don't echo me, is going to make me look stupid. Does that make sense?
It does make
Yeah.
So what would you want us to do? I mean, I'm more than
I'm
definitely
asking.
willing to help. I mean,
I'm asking, do you guys, right? Those of us who do have circles of people outside of the Black community that we mainly deal with, do you bring up these things in those groups? Or, I just want to know.
I don't bring
I don't
up
know
a lot of
how.
this shit. I don't bring up a lot of this shit because listen, I'm divested like a motherfucker and been there for years. I sit and rest in my femininity and get served drinks, and my husband cooks for me. I don't bring none of that shit with me.
And that's usually how I am. But I feel like because my heart is with Black femicide, I think those ladies are doing the Lord's work. But the way Black women attack those ladies for even bringing it up, telling them they hate Black men and this isn't an issue, I feel like if these are brought up amongst legislators, that they would get the same pushback by Black women. And I brought it to the table.
Well, the fact of the matter is, Black femicide doesn't hate Black men. That's all I'm gonna say on that. She does not hate Black men.
And we
Well,
know that, but the mammies think so.
Well, I would. Never mind. I'm blocked, child. Keep going.
They all got together and thrown divestors under the bus, so I'm not even caping for that either. But here's the thing, I get exactly where you're coming from, because I got a lot of higher up people that got some clout too that I fucks with. I don't bring it up for the exact reason that you're talking about. They're not gonna back you up. Because they do this all the time. They put out there how impulsive, violent, dangerous, and everything that they are. They tell you everything that's negative and everything that's wrong with them. But then somebody start turning the screws to that ass, everybody back up and start throwing us under the bus as divestors.
Yeah.
So it's like you want to tell us how bad they are, but then you don't want nobody to really get in that ass like it needs to be done. And so I come to the conclusion a lot of these Black women, they are just fed up with Black men and how they're being treated. They want them to be better. Whereas real divested women, we don't want them to do better because we don't want them motherfuckers, period. It doesn't matter. They too many Black women still want to fuck around with them. So that's not gonna happen. And I wouldn't put my name or reputation or credibility on the line for these women because they're not going to show up. They're not going to show up. So please do not put your relationships, your personal relationships on the line for any of these women. I wouldn't do it. I promise you I wouldn't.
So what do we do, ladies? So what do we do?
I think we can just continue to put the word out there. Look, I can't do the mammy shit, marching and shit, and the motherfuckers, they calling me a stream and all kind of shit. I can tell you what's happening, why it's happening. I can give you stats. I can show you where it's happening and how it's happening. But a lot of those little groups, they don't like how I talk. So I'm not going to promote that. I'm going to just remain divested.
But they don't understand is we divested women that have cultivated the relationships with the people who can make the changes.
Right.
Who can do
they
the
don't-
legislation. But
We were the
it's
first
like,
people that they threw up under the bus.
Right.
Not even the niggas that's killing them. They threw us under the bus.
The other
Interesting.
I'm telling you, because when you get out there and you draw attention to this, you're extreme, you're militant, you're calling them all these types of names, and they're ready to drag you through the mud and throw you clean up under the bus. And I'm telling you, they're not gonna show up. I'm telling you, these are the type of women, and they keep wondering why they can't get legislation passed, and they're not going to, because they're not consistent with the messages that they're sending. All of the messages are mixed. And so until they can all get on one accord and say something and stand on it and mean it and not waver, until they can get their shit together collectively, it's not gonna work. All they're doing is blowing a whole bunch of hot air, basically. And
Yeah,
like I
I'm
said,
not gonna be a mule and foot soldiers for a group of people that threw me under the bus.
Right.
Not
The
doing
chat is saying it doesn't matter that if we can get legislation for Black women, do it. I don't know how I feel about that, because I don't want to put my livelihood, reputation, and name on something for y'all to call me a old hateful divester. I'm not doing that.
exactly. And you know it's coming because they've been saying it. They've been saying it. You know, where in hell I would do that? No.
The other thing to consider is this: it depends on the neighborhood you live in and the community you're rocking with. If I feel, and maybe I'm wrong, but a truly divested woman don't live in the communities of the things that we see happening. For
Right.
example,
I don't, which is why I said I'm the perfect person to say it, because I'm not the victim of it, but I know it goes on.
Right. But you understand that if you don't live in those neighborhoods and you're fighting for people who don't want your help, because really they don't want your help. A lot of women, Black women, they are going hard for these nignogs. They're out here, protesting at how they being treated horribly. And I agree with you, because I feel the same way. I feel like if you're in a certain position, you can actually say something, but at what expense? At damaging your relationship that you've cultivated for people who really don't give a damn about you. That's going to let you know how much of a hateful bedwench that you are, and that all you're doing is keeping with these white men. I agree. I think that you can, later on down the line, when most women have gotten their smarts together and get it together, then we'll start to see that. But right now, I don't think it's a good idea. I
I'm
really
not
think that
looking for another entity to replace what Black men have already done to Black women. As far as Black men go, they don't like you, right? And you mule for them. You do everything for them. You march for them and whatever, and they throw you under the bus. I would be replacing a certain group of women in the Black men space, because I don't want to march and mule and carry on for a group of women that threw me up under the bus. I don't view it as anything different.
You still got people online saying that it's not even true, that this is not, these numbers are exaggerated, it's being made up. You still got women that's denying that it's even a thing. So again, you get up here and you say this, and then you got these women that's gonna come right behind you and try to undo exactly everything you're trying to accomplish. It's not even worth it. I'm telling you.
Look at these past 5 days, y'all. Look at the past 5 days. Look at what happened with that Will situation. It was one little thing that we didn't agree on, and everybody started scattering. So I see where everybody is, and I am not going to get one corn or bunion for a group of women that think I'm extreme. Not doing it.
Well, I mean, I don't see where it would benefit us any to bring our connections into it when they think so little of divestors anyway. So
I don't even think many of them know we exist for the most part.
Oh, they know. They know. They're well aware, because several of them have been on this channel, so they know. Trust me.
Well, at least like a large number of them know that we're like a thing.
Mm-hmm. When they have taught, and I'm telling you, they have gone back to their own platforms and talked some of the most shit about divestors. So I don't see where it would benefit us to get involved in that.
I agree.
Yep.
And it's not even people. We know that they are well aware and have always been aware that the community is garbage. They're well aware of it. Well aware.
Well, if somebody rubbing a microphone, get your microphone some social distancing.
Well aware. They're well aware, and they choose to come up with other solutions, like give Nick Noggs a job. So that means you don't really want any protection. You don't want no protection. You want to give them a job. So, yeah, it's sad, and I agree. You know, some of us are in spaces that can really make a difference, but they don't want the difference.
Right.
They really don't want it.
Really, y'all, it's about, hey, Black men, we see you. We don't want to leave you. We want you to do better. They've tried roasting. They've tried swirling. They've tried a whole bunch of stuff, and it doesn't work. It has to be an absolute zero tolerance for that dusty shit. Extreme times call for extreme measures, and you dropping that $1,500 a year at the hands of your men, I believe that's extreme. So it calls for something extreme response. In other words, but any goddamn way.
But everybody ain't ready for that.
Nope. And I'm ready to just leave it where it is, right? Go ahead and keep telling people, look, there's somebody that ain't even created a YouTube channel yet or made a YouTube account. Some Black girl that may find me one day and we can save her life. That's how I'm doing that. I help the women that I know in my life, the ones that are divested minded. And that's how we're going to do it. But I'm not going to mule. I'm not looking for anybody else to mule for because it doesn't work out. As a matter of fact, they start hating you when you mule because you don't have any standards. You're telling them once they've thrown you under the bus that they can treat you any kind of way and you're just going to keep coming back. And I'm not that type of spice.
DZ, I didn't even know that, and I may have heard it wrong, that those ladies even call us extreme. I didn't know that till I just heard it.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah.
I wish them nothing but the best success. Hopefully they get some legislation passed. Hopefully whatever the end goal is accomplished. I think the chances are slim to none. If you still coming to the table, bartering with them, asking them what their opinions are, what can we do together and all this stuff here, that's going to do nothing but set you back all the way back to 1978. Because talking with Black males and trying to negotiate with them, that does not work. It's been proven. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, you can't with terrorists. What's wrong with you?
You got so-called divestors who still won't stay off of these panels chopping it up with these Black men. Ain't no way in hell. These women, they will not stay the fuck off out of the manosphere. They will not stay off of their panel. Say no, do not fuck up your good relationship that you built with other people that are outside this community. And I wouldn't do that. I promise you I wouldn't. No.
Ladies, I love y'all to pieces. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, right? Hit me up on Patreon. Hit me up so we can go ahead and chop it up the way we do. It's very harsh back there. I've had some new people come along and they get real weirded out when they see some of the words that are used back there. So I have to warn them before they get there. I'm warning you. I've always told you it's content with the hard R, and I meant exactly what I said. It's not a bait and switch. You're gonna see some really interesting shit back there. But I hope y'all have a great weekend and stay away from Dusties. Love y'all.
Good night,
Bye,
ladies.
baby. Night.
Good night.
Oh.
Thank you.